For the simple rig, you're going to need some rubber bands. I recommend the little rubber bands. You can get them in the hair section. I find them that you can get them at hobby places like that. They have these little small rubber bands. Take up 3 of them and just thread them onto the line. On it like that. Then you're going to take your bobber or float here. And you're going to rig it straight through like so. And then from there, what you're going to do is tie onto your hook. Okay, once you get that on there, again, just whatever hook you're using, whether you're using a number 16 dry fly hook that I use for Bream, or maybe something like maybe you're using some number 6 treble hooks for your channel cats, whatever. Take your rubber bands and just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that, and then roll it down. Like that. Yep, see, the rubber band breaks. See, that's why I don't particularly like the simple rig that much. But if you got 3 of them on there, that's going to add enough tension. It'll hold its position. I put 2 or 3 rubber bands on there bunched up like that will be fine. And especially if you got a brightly colored rubber band, that'll give you some nice color. And so you can adjust your height and your depth like that, and it's fixed onto the line. It's a simple rig. It's fast. Again, you just put your line, put your hook on, put on your split shot. You're ready to go fishing, and it's fish just like that. Okay. The only thing I don't like about that is that the thing is that the line can easily cut through the rubber bands, as you see, and you go through a lot of rubber bands, but that's okay. The next thing is that the water will get in there and it'll kind of lubricate, and this will move and adjust a little bit. So if you're looking for a quick, fast, easy rig, the simple rig works fine. Just thread it through the bottom here, attach it to the line with the rubber bands, and you're done. Okay. Now the rig that I prefer, a slip rig. What you want to do, you start with your line, you put your bead on. I usually use about a 6mm bead. So again, now that we have the swivels on and the bobber here, we're going to add some stoppers up here. And you'll use 20. This is 35-pound Dacron line, which is what I have, from my old fly rod. And what you want to do is, a lot of people have these things where they have a straw and tie them on a straw and all that. That's just junk, man. You don't have to go through all that. I'm going to show you a simple way to do this right directly onto the line. Study your fishing knots. That's a great reason to take up fly fishing, because you learn how to tie knots. You're going to start with it's basically an overhand knot that you loop through about 5 times. And you just make sure it's on the rope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And you're just going to pull that sucker tight, and there's 1. Now, again, back up for the backup, backing up the backups, right? So you take your scissors, cut the tag ends there. I usually have found that 1 of these is just not enough. So what I'll do is I'll tie me 2 more. And then, like, again, I had these I was fishing jugs with these, And so I'll take these a lot of times and just tie them again. So let me show you that again. I'm sorry, you probably can't see through all the, this 4-pound test line is so light you may not be able to see it. But the line is there. Maybe you can see it against my hand there. And you're going to run that parallel to the line. And then make a loop, just like you would be tying an overhand knot. And then make sure that this tag end comes back around and over the whole line there. 1, 5 times. 2, 3, 4, There's number 4. Maybe speed up on the cam, 5. And once again, you're just going to tighten it down. So you got 2 of them on there. I'm going to do one more. You got the main thing, and you got to back up and put one more to back up the backup. Again, hold the line straight out like so. Hold them both parallel like this. And then you want to take your Dacron It can be cumbersome, but there's method behind the madness. Those of you guys who know about slip rigs, this is how most people do it. That's how. And see, that way you can just eliminate the tube. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You don't need all these tubes and rigs and jigs and all this stuff people come up with. You ain't got to do all that. Just get you some 20-pound test Dacron. You can probably find it in the fly fishing section. If you want something a little thicker, go with the 30-pound. You'll have plenty of this stuff. And so there you go. And then what I do is push them all down. There you go. So you got 3 of those. And that is not going to pass through this here. Now we got a little bit of a tangle here. That's what happens when you start using all this super light line. See? And there you have it. See, that is not going to move. And so that goes, it'll be bobbing in the water like that. Completely. The great thing about this bobber like this is when you have that thing attached to the line's on top of the water, the wind's blowing it around, it's moving around, and it's just not very stable. But when the line is only attached to the bottom of the bobber, it's almost like fishing a slip sinker rig, you know, except you've applied it to your bobber. It stops here, but you know, the thing is almost like you have a direct connection to the bait instead of just having to have this thing. The line stays under the water, out of the wind. It doesn't move as much with the current, and it's just much more stable in the water. It just, therefore, it makes the whole thing much more sensitive, and that's what's so great about that. And see, and from here, you're going to come to your hook. Put your hook here, probably put a number 8 Mustad 3366, put some split shots, and we're going to go brim fishing. And that's how I do my slip rigs. And what stops it down here on this end is just the split shot leads. Maybe we can put a couple on there to show you how that works. So we got an old split shot here. You know, I haven't tied my hooks on yet because I got to go find them actually. Oh, that was too hard, but you get the idea. And so, so what will happen is, now there we have the whole rig. Hook, split shot, bobber, what's that thing, a bead, and the stop knots. You see, that's just going to move and be nice. And so this is what you go brim fishing with. And get old Zebco 33 Classic with my crazy inverted sort of rod here. And it casts, they cast pretty well. You know, good casting lure. Right out there on that ditch there. Probably caught some weeds, and so we're going to get out here and see if we can catch some brim, folks.